Hey everybody, how's it going? What's up? It's Beth here. I am with my beautiful old Sporty. She's on the battery tender because the other day when we got the clutch plates unstuck, just dance about that for a second. Yes. After we got the clutch plates unstuck, we went to start her back up and ride her around the block, but the battery was dead. So she is on the battery tendy, so I can actually do what this next episode is about. We're gonna adjust, it's on the other side of the bike, so I should probably flip around the bike. We're gonna adjust the carb, the idle on the carb. So yeah, I've never done that before. I've never touched a carburetor on a bike, so this should be interesting. I have the manual to the S&S. It's a Super B style of the many S&S. I think there's like an E, a G. I know I got the B. I think the E and the G are more common, but yeah, Super B or Super B. Oh, forgot to mention why I'm wearing these stylish Carhartts that give me a fupa. They're my fiance's old work Carhartts, and it's cold. It's really cold. Ohio decided to give us that kind of mess. Snow. So yeah, take a look. Ew. Look at my poor Jetta. I am staying warm in my garage by wearing some stylish Carhartts. Stick around, listen to my loud Harley as I actually do the idle adjustment. So. So when we got it running with the help of Jeff, because today I'm just not strong enough to kickstart it myself, he and I got it running for a few minutes, and after a few minutes you're supposed to be able to put the enricher down, and as soon as we did that the bike dies. So we can't do that idle speed adjustment with the enricher up the whole time because that'll just make it even worse. So we are going to actually get into the carburetor a little bit. I'm assuming that because it only runs with the enricher up, that we need to check the main jet. Maybe it needs to be a little bigger. I do have some extra jets that was given to me with the manual to the S&S Super B carburetor that I have here. So yeah, that's gonna be the next step of this video, is we're gonna be digging into the carburetor. I'm gonna take all this stuff apart, and it's gonna be interesting. Stick around. It's time for a new air filter. Oh my god. This manual helps me break down. It has like an exploded version of the carb, and it helps break down all the parts and pieces. Well, I open her up and I come to find these bolts that do not seem accurate. This is supposed to be a flathead that you're about to see. Oh Lord, help me. How in the f am I supposed to get these little doodads out? Look, they've already screwed up these bolts trying to get them in and out. So we're gonna make a Home Depot run and get some replacement bolts. Flathead screws, whatever needs to go in there. And there's some other things that I've noticed bolt-wise that will need replaced on this carb, so hopefully we can get that figured out and get it put back together. But this is going to be the next pain in my arse that we're dealing with. I think we got them all loosened up finally, that I can spin them on with a pair of needle hoses, which is really obnoxious. So this should have been a flathead. This should not have been this difficult. Okay, awesome. Get those guys out. I get it, you use what you got, but okay, now we need to also attach this part from the frame. Well, folks, another issue with the carb already from opening it up. It is missing a gasket. That would be right here between the piece that we just took off. The next thing I'm going to do is I have my fuel turned off. I'm going to disconnect the fuel line, drain it into my gasoline bucket right there. Then I'm going to take the bottom bowl plug off after I take off the fuel line, just to make sure that I get all the gas out of there. Now that I've got that bracket off, I guess this episode you get to watch me take apart the carb. Next episode will probably be me rebuilding it after I put that new jet in. And we're just checking it right now, just to see what's going on. So. Actually just attached by a simple flathead, which is not too difficult to remove. Okay, well, now it smells like fuel everywhere. I got both of those open. The fuel is out of it. There's a couple more screws that I get to take off. The connecting tubes from the carburetor to the engine, the brackets holding those together have the worst looking screws I've ever seen in my life. Okay, last piece of the puzzle of taking the carburetor off my 40. Yay. I can't wait to show you the end of these screws. Alright, let's see, moment of truth if they don't completely disintegrate on me. Removing them, please hold. This is crazy. I hope that focuses for you guys. That's insane. So some things on this car need replaced, no doubt. That's the first side. So now that that's off, that's just completely going to be sitting there. Of course, have some more gasoline. Alright. Last step for getting the car off. I'm actually going to hold the carb and spin out this last screw. Holding this together. Probably. Pop her out. Don't forget your O-rings. See how those guys look. Join me. Good deal. This is something that intimidated the crap out of me in the beginning. Just the idea of taking a carburetor off my bike. The next step is gonna be to take off the bowl, check out the main jet. I know that you only replace one jet at a time, so I want to check the main jet, make sure that that's the right size. Awesome, guys, that is the Super B S&S Carb. More to come. I'm definitely excited. I did it! Awesome! Okay, all right. First big girl mechanical step, check. Second one will be opening it up, cleaning it, and then putting it back together correctly. Want electron carb for Christmas. Here, right. Oh man. Okay guys, so after doing some research and looking online a little bit more about different jets for specifically my bike and ones that are also straight piped, I came across an awesome website. There's a fella named Mark. He has a website called classicmotorcyclebuild.com, and after looking at his Sporty that is the exact same make and similar year as mine, he addressed the fact that having a straight piped bike, he had lowered the size of both the intermediate and the main jet. I don't have any sizes much smaller than a 0.07, so I went ahead and went on JMP Cycles and ordered an intermediate jet first. That's what I'm gonna switch out once we get those items in the mail. Check it after I switch out that intermediate jet. I think I'm gonna go smaller to a 0.0295 on the intermediate. Once I put that in, I'm gonna put her back on, see how it runs, and then if anything, after I install the intermediate one, at least I can easily access the main jet to switch that one out quickly, and instead of pulling it completely apart again. So that's the game plan. I have to wait for some mail to come in. So she's been cleaned. I know what jets I want to replace on her. And then after that, I got a couple extra parts too, some gaskets that were missing. There was a decent manifold gasket that was missing. Yeah, so that's gonna be the next video, is me installing the intermediate jet on the carb, putting her back together, maybe installing another jet, the main. So yeah, thanks so much for sticking around with me, watching me take apart my carb, learn about it. This is totally new to me, so pretty excited to get those parts in the mail to make this carb have all of the right seals and gaskets and the right hardware too. So awesome. If you haven't hit that like button, go ahead, do that for me now. And also, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. The last thing, I do have a Patreon if you do want to support me making this Harley into a chopper. Check out my Patreon. I do plan on adding some things there. Right now I only have just a video showing me join, but I think I'm gonna add some photos and stuff soon. So it's gonna be a fun process building this Ironhead. Please be patient with me and stick with me as I'm learning. I want to get the engine running very well, before I take everything off the frame and chop it. So please stick with me as we go through the process of turning this sporty into a chopper. I'm really excited to take you guys along on that adventure. So once again, guys, thanks so much for watching. I will check you on the next video. Peace out.